Well, hello once again, farming friends, and welcome back to another edition of Farming Simulator 2015 with me, your good buddy, Mr. Moose. And today we're going to continue on with our CoursePlay series and our tutorials on how to use CoursePlay to automate your activities. Today we're going to be looking at the fill and empty shovel mode of CoursePlay. And what is that? Well, it's basically a way to automate any of the functions that you need to do with a telehandler, a wheel loader, a front end loader. So maybe it's moving silage around, putting manure into a manure spreader, or filling up silage into a trailer to move that around, or seed into a trailer. Anything you would need to do a repetitive motion with a front end loader type of attachment, you're going to be able to automate that with CoursePlay. So today we'll go through a couple of scenarios for you. We'll show you how to record a course for it, as well as to record your shovel positions, because you do need to do two things. First, you have to record a course for your actual equipment to follow, and the second thing is you have to tell CoursePlay how to position the bucket. Okay, so it's pretty straightforward, and so let's jump into it. For CoursePlay, the fill and empty shovel mode is the very last feature on your main record bar. So if you come down here, you've got your grain transport, your combine mode, your overloader, seed and fertilize, your straight transfer, field work, your combine work, then you've got your manure transporter, and then finally we come to fill and empty shovel. We're going to click on that, and you'll notice it lit up this box for us. This is our shovel position, and here we'll locate 4 shovel positions, and we'll record those. Now I can record my shovel positions ahead of recording my course. I can record them as I do my course, or I can record those at the end of the course. It's up to you how you want to do it. For today's lesson, we're going to do it a couple of different ways, but for this one, we're going to record our shovel positions as we record our course. Okay, so let's get it started, and we'll move back to our record course section, and we'll start recording our course. We'll fire up our telehandler, and to begin with, we're going to go ahead and position our bucket on how we are going to load. So let's go ahead and get it into position for loading, and we'll go ahead and record that position within CoursePlay. And to do that, there's an icon right here, and I'm just going to click on it. It turns green and the word OK appears out to the right. That just lets you know that that position is locked in, and it knows it now. Now I can pull forward and approach our bunker. And when I get right to the beginning of the bunker, I'm going to set a waypoint. This is going to tell CoursePlay, hey, this is the beginning of our bunker, and this is where we're going to be going and loading our shovel. This is also where we need to enter the load position. Now, at this point, I'm going to go ahead and set my transport position as well, because we're going to need to raise our bucket to move through the bunker. So let's go ahead and position our bucket how we would transport. And in that mode, I typically just raise my bucket up, curl it up, and have it off the ground, but I keep it low for a low center of gravity. So we'll move back into our shovel record, and transport position, we're going to lock that in. Okay, so now I've got 2 of my positions already locked in. I'll go back to my record features, and because we're going to be driving through our bunker, and I don't want my bucket to load up while we're doing that, I'm going to raise my bucket up and get it out of the way. This has no effect on our course recording. It's just convenience to get it out of the way so it doesn't hang up while we're moving through the bunker. If you got drive control on, you got a full bunker like this, you might want to turn on your diff lock so you can get through here with no problem. So we're just going to continue on through the bunker now. Our course will continue to record, and we're going to move to the very end of it. And when we get to the end, we'll be setting another waypoint. The second waypoint is going to tell CoursePlay, hey, this is where our loading bunker ends. So basically, CoursePlay will then know that anywhere between the first and the second wait point that we've set up, anywhere between there is bound to be some silage for it to load. And so it needs to drive until there is nothing left in between these two wait points. Okay? So it now knows those, and we need to tell it now how to get out of here once we've loaded our bucket. And to do that, we're just going to back out. So we'll set into reverse mode, and we'll just back up. And it's going to record those points as well. Now when it does do the automation, it's going to pull up to that first wait point. It's going to lower the bucket, and as soon as it fills the bucket, it's going to switch in reverse and back out. When it gets to this point right here, we'll tell it to switch back forward. It's going to have the bucket in its transport mode, and then it's going to drive forward, and it's going to come on forward, not keeping my bucket elevated. I'm just going to pull on forward, and I'm going to go to our BGA bin that we're going to dump in. Now remember, when you're setting up for BGA, you want to use the left bin, because that's the one that works with CoursePlay. It's just set up to trigger off of it. So we're going to approach that bin, and we're going to go ahead and position our shovel into our pre-unload position. That's where is it going to need to be so it doesn't hit a trailer, or it doesn't hang on the bin or hit the bin. And in this case, it's really simple for us because we have a recessed bin. We just kind of elevate it up, but I'm going to go over enunciate that by putting it up pretty high, or over pronounce that. Now that I've got that, I'm going to record it. My pre-unload position, I record that, it's set. So the final, now I need to set a wait point to tell CoursePlay this is where we're going to dump. So again, I hit my wait point. It puts the placard up, as you can see, and now CoursePlay knows this is where we're going to unload our bucket. And so we need to record our unload bucket mode. And to do that, we're just going to tilt our bucket down, and that should be good right there. That will unload and put everything into the bin. We need to record that position. We do so, and now we've got all of our bucket positions recorded. All we need to do now is concentrate on the rest of our course. Now you're probably looking at this and thinking, hey Moose, you didn't pull all the way up to the bin. Well, I don't need to, because in all honesty, CoursePlay is going to travel just a little bit past that wait point. It doesn't put the brakes on as good as you and I would, and it's going to come in at a hot rate of speed, and it's going to hit that point, put the brakes on, but it's going to skid past it, and it's going to slam into that bin, even putting it out as far as I have now. So take that in consideration when you set your wait point. After you do it a couple of times, you'll kind of get the feel of where you need to put it. It's one of those trial and error things, but once you figure it out, you'll understand. So I've got it set. I've got my wait point set. I got my bucket set for my unload position. The one other thing I will tell you is, when you set your unload position for your shovel, make sure you don't set it too low. If you set it way down here like this to dump in, when CoursePlay goes to back out of here, it will not raise the bucket out of the way, and it will hang up on it. So make sure you just go ahead, keep your bucket pretty high, especially in a trailer situation. Keep it up over the trailer so you don't hang up and end up pulling the trailer over or whatever, okay? So now we got to get out of here. We've recorded our unload position. We've got our wait point set. Now we're just going to back out, put ourselves into reverse, and just back ourselves out of here just a little bit. That's good. Set it into forward, and then we're going to pull around and come up right behind our start point, and we'll stop recording our course, and we'll be good to go. Now this is going to work as a loop, so when it gets to this point, it will just start all over again. So let's say stop course, and now at this point we have the whole thing recorded, and we are ready to go. So let's run it one time to test it out and see that it works. And if it does, we can save it, and we'll have our course recorded for future reference. It comes down into load mode, scoops it up, goes into its transport position. It's going to back up for us, switch into forward. It's going to pull around, and when it makes the turn, it'll go into pre-unload mode. So it's going to raise up the position to the pre-unload position now. It'll approach up, it's going to slam right into the bunker, and it's going to dump into it. Once it's dumped, it'll back out, pull forward, and it will start all over again and automate the process. And that's how you set up your fill and empty shovel mode for the BGA. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. And like I said, once you do it several times and get the hang of it, it'll become second nature to you. Now, sometimes I will say this, I have had issues when recording. So let's say I was backing out of a bin, and I set it to go back into forward, and I did my whole course, and then I went and ran the course, and when it backed out, it would get to the point where it was supposed to slip into forward, and it would just drive around in circles. That will frustrate you to no end when it happens, but all you can do is stop, erase the recording, and try again and back into a different position. I don't know if it's that way on a lot of maps, but on this map I've had a lot of problems with just certain areas. It doesn't pick up the waypoint, and it will sit and spin around in circles. So if that happens, don't get too frustrated. Just stop, re-record, back into different places, or don't make really tight turns, and just try again. And you'll get it eventually, and it'll work for you. Okay, so just don't give up on it. So at this point, with it running, we know it runs good. We can go ahead and save this course. We can call it whatever. I'm going to call it, let's see, BGA Bunker 1 telehandler. And you can come up with whatever you want to record it as, but that'll just let me know that this is the course to unload this bunker with the telehandler. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple, and this will just keep doing its thing. When it fills up the BGA bin over there, it'll just, come over to it and hold the bucket over it until the bucket empties, and keep on going. You can just set it and forget it. It's kind of nice. Alright, so maybe you want to use CoursePlay to automate filling up a trailer. Maybe you've got some manure you want to move, or you've got some silage here at the farm you want to move, and you're going to use your front end loader tractor. We need to set up a course for that now. And in this scenario, I'm going to grab some manure and dump that into our trailer here. So to do that, we're going to go ahead, and this time I'm going to go ahead and pre-do our shovel positions to show you that you can record those before you even record your course. Alright, so we're going to go into our fill and empty shovel mode. I'm going to go into shovel positions, and we're going to preset everything. First thing we're going to do is set our load position, and that looks good right there. We'll save that. We'll do our transport position, which we're just going to cock that and raise it up slightly. Our pre-unload position, we're going to raise that up pretty high here. And I'll tell you what we'll do, we've got our trailer already in position. Why don't we go ahead and pull over here to our ramp, and we'll pull up on here where we want to be to load our trailer. That looks pretty good for our pre-unload position, so we'll set that as pre-unload. And then our unload position is basically just tilting our bucket and dumping it in. And we'll set that. So that's the way we want everything to be. Let's back off. And now that we have all our positions set, we can just go focus on recording our course. And that's pretty straightforward, the same as we did over there at the BGA. So we're going to start right here. I'm going to start recording my course. I'm going to drive forward a couple of beads. We'll come around the hedges here. And when we get to the beginning of our manure pit, we'll just mark a pause to let us know to drive into it. This is the beginning. We'll come on in. We'll get back here to the back wall. We'll mark that as the end. We'll back out. There we go. We'll switch back into forward gear. We'll swing out kind of wide around these hedges. Oop, try not to hit the tree. Got a little fast there. Come into the field, and then we'll just swing around here, and we'll go up our loading ramp. And again, I'm not going to go all the way up the loading ramp, because if I do, I'll just slam into the trailer when we actually do this. So now if you want to adjust a point when you're recording a course, let's say I want to back up here to make sure I get straight on this ramp, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to pause my recording. Now I can delete this waypoint so I can back up, and all I got to do is hit the delete button. So now I can back up and I can readjust so I can get straight onto this ramp. And once I've done that, now that I'm backed up and I'm where I want to be, I think I'll delete one more waypoint. So that is backed up. I'll back up close to it. Maybe that's where I want to start actually. So let's back up. We've erased all these waypoints up. That's what the trash button is. It just one at a time. Each time you click it, it takes back a waypoint. So now that I'm where I want to be and I can get a nice gradual turn from there, I'm just going to go ahead and undo my pause, and it'll start re-recording waypoints. There we go. And we'll come straight in on that ramp because we don't want to drive off of it. And I'm going to come up it just to where my wheels get up on top like that. I think that'll be good. And we'll set our waypoint there. And with the with the fact that CoursePlay goes a little far, it'll probably still hit the trailer. We can reverse off of this now. Cut our wheels back a little bit. Stop. Go forward. Go back to our original recording point. And if we did everything right, we'll hit stop. And we'll drive the course and see how it goes. So this recording is just to show you, you can set your bucket position before you even start your recording, and it will know where you're going to do it. Again, you're recording your positions in the course and they're working together. So it's going to come in, load the bucket. It'll back out of our trough with our bucket in our transport position. Switch back forward. Drive around and hit the tree probably. Oh. It's going to come around, line itself up, and go up the ramp. And hopefully we set that position in the right place to where the bucket will get over the trailer and unload. So up we go. There we are. We actually didn't hit the trailer. How about that? It will back out and it will repeat the process now for us. And we'll just fill up that trailer. And that's just a way to do this so you're not having to spend your entire time doing this over and over and over again. Maybe you like that. You know, like I like to do bales. I like to stack hay bales. I don't really like to do manure though. And so, just like before, now that we have this done and we know the course is working, we like the way it is, we can go ahead and save that, and we'll just say manure to trailer. And now I've got that recorded, and anytime I want to put manure into a trailer over there, whether it's the Flegel, or if I want to put it into my manure spreader, I know that that's where I'm going to do it, and I can just bring it right over here, load it up, and I'm good to go. Alright, so there's a couple of automations just to show you how to use CoursePlay for using your fill and unload shovel mode. You could use this for anything that you do. Like if you wanted to set up an automation to muck out your pig barn and your beef barn, you could do that. You could just set it and you have it dump it into wherever your manure trap is, or your manure pit is, or a trailer of some sort. You just have to follow the same principles, and once you get the hang of it, it's pretty simple, and you'll find yourself using it for all kinds of things. That's it for this course. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, feel free to go ahead and put a comment in. If you like the video, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up, and if you want to know when more videos are coming out, subscribe to the channel. I hope you enjoy our CoursePlay tutorials. There are plenty more, so check them out. And until the next time, I'm Mr. Moose. This is Farming Simulator 2015. I hope you'll join me tomorrow for another edition. Until then, stay safe. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye. Hey, thanks again for watching this video, and if you made it all the way to the end, well, maybe you liked it. So give me a big old thumbs up. That like goes a long way. Also, subscribe to this channel. I will update the videos every single day, so there'll always be something new for you to see. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll come back again tomorrow. Thanks for your support.